I sit on the loo and think about all the people I can have sex with now. I'm not obsessed with sex. Just can't stop thinking about it. The performance of it. The awkwardness of it. The drama of it. The moment you realise that someone wants your body. Not quite the feeling of it. I reckon I've got about a week before Harry comes back, so I better get on it. Okay. Into the shower. Boom. Bedroom. Makeup. Boom. Want to really make an effort. I spend half an hour trying to look nice, and I end up looking amazing. One of the best ever. One of those days. Boom. Gorgeous. Fresh-faced. Heels. Wearing a skirt. New top. A little bit sexy. On my way to save my cafe, and yes, I am strutting. I see a man walking towards me from the bus stop. He can't take his eyes off me. And I'm all walking like I've got a paintbrush up my arse, and I'm thinking, yeah, check me out. 'Cause it's never gonna happen, Chub Chub. Chub Chub's getting closer. Big oversized jacket, meaty face. He looks me up and down. It's like he's confused about how attractive I am, like he can't quite believe it. I worry for a second I'm going to make a sex offender out of the poor boy. He's going to say something. This better be good. Here we fucking go. He's passing. He's passing. He clears his throat, puts his hand to his mouth, and he coughs. Walk of shame.
Lucy and I used to play crap family poker. She would call a bullying father and a mother on Valium. I would match her mother on Valium and raise her a bastard stepfather who charges me rent. Although when I was 13, he set it up to more than I could afford on a Saturday job, so I went to live with Lucy. It was a funny setup. Mick was never there, or when he was just drunk the whole time. And Geraldine, Lucy's mum, she was always round the cooker, as if for warmth, or whispering into her phone, obviously having an affair. Lucy and I were not exactly your well-adjusted teenagers at the time. She was in her gothic we're all going to die phase, and I was just more interested in planting a bomb in my mother's tampon, I suppose. We used to pass in the morning on the landing, me on my way to be sick after binge eating too much cereal, and her on her way to steal money from her dad's wallet. Lucy hated Mick. Or rather, I think she tried to hate him because he never really took any notice of her.
The work is fine. I mean, it's not going to change anyone's life, but it's fine. You reckon? Passable. Of course, pretty soon you realise you're not the new thing anymore. There's some other bright new hopes lining up behind you. Poor bastards. You wind up on a training scheme. seeking talent to write by rote for a TV soap, telling yourself that the rigour and the structure will be good for you or something. But you don't get the gig because there is some part of you that just cannot stick it. And you learn to hate that part of you that wants something better than this, than all of this. You viscerally hate it and are disgusted by it and are ashamed of it, because that part is the part that's betraying you, that's making it impossible for you to carry on. And the work slows down and you invent new people to blame, make up new excuses for your own mediocrity. And before you know it, people have just stopped paying you any attention. But you know that you need their attention if you're going to survive, because there is a 5-year black hole in your CV that says all you can do, the only thing that you know how to fucking do, is to make up fucking stories and hope that people like them. And so you spend all your energy trying to second guess what it is that people actually want from you, what it is they've ever wanted from you, trying desperately to get noticed, to be liked. Like some anxious wee slag at a high school disco. And only you're old now, and so nobody gives a fuck.
A woman's finger falls to her wrist, and she feels a small cut from only a few days ago. A small cut from when she stood in the ballot box and for the first time had her future at her fingertips. She gripped that pencil so tight her thumb went numb. The lead snapped as she placed it on the paper, and she marked it with her head and her heart and her hope. She marked it with her hope. And then she rolled down that glove, took the piece of paper and gently glided it along her skin. A thin sting of red rose to the surface. A paper cut. She ensured it was deep enough to scar. She thought of that woman lying dead in front of a horse and a king, so that she could stand here and for the very first time have her future at her fingertips. She stared at that red ribbon of blood along the bottom of her ballot paper and thought of all the things we were willing to bleed for. Oh, silly me, she said as she got home and pretended it was an accident. Oh, silly me.
My other sister Lisa, and her so friendly, but yet so patronising it hurts. Liberal, lefty, uni mates, who think that they know us. So down with us, but yet seem to care less about us than the bleed Tories. Liberals, who think that a Cockney accent's verbal suicide. A council flat's destitution, and whose greatest marker of success is on how far they can live away from us. And do you know what? This will make you laugh, it really will. It wasn't just you. Dad hated. Dad hated himself, and so he should. Always upset. Always complaining, but never once got up off his arse and done anything about it. He wouldn't march for anything or anyone. He would cover my ears up in the terraces, but would never tell his mates to stop. I'm no better. Dad hated me because I was gutless. Because I would rather have 10 pints than stand for something. And Dad wanted me to stand for something. He wanted me to be better than him. How the hell am I supposed to do that, Dad? Who gives a toss of what the likes of us think? They don't want to know what we say. They want to know what we do. And what do? We fight.